We're going to continue our unit on economics. Remember, what economics basically means is just how money works. So this lesson is going to focus on goods and services. Our goal for today is we can compare and contrast goods and services. All right, so I know it's been a while since we've been at school, so a quick review what we've learned about in the past. We learned that people need money to survive, right? You need money for your basic needs like food and shelter, water, clothes. But you also need money for things that you want, like your iPad or your toys or a car. And the way you make money is by having a job. Goods and services are things that people want or need. So what's a good and what's a service? Well, let's find out. Goods are items that are made to sell. They're things that people can use. So think about something you can maybe hold in your hand or something that you can touch. Some examples, school supplies are good, right? You can hold school supplies in your hand. It's a thing that you have. Clothes are good. A bike or a vehicle like a car is a good. Toys and electronics like an iPad is a good, right? These are all things that we can hold and touch. Food is a good. Anything that can be bought is a good. Can you name another item that'd be considered a good? Give you a second to think about that. Okay, there's a lot of things that you could have said, maybe like a water bottle or a book would be a good, or a desk would be a good. If you looked around your house right now, you could see lots of goods all around your house. Some goods can only be used once, like food. If you have an apple and you eat it, obviously you don't have an apple anymore. You gotta get another one if you want to eat another apple. But some last a long time, like a piece of furniture. Think about the table in your house. Just because you ate dinner at your table once doesn't mean you have to throw it out. That'd be silly. So a good, like a table, lasts a long time, but other goods you can only use once. Some goods are manufactured. That's just a fancy way for saying that they're made by a machine. Okay, a book is made by a machine. Toys are manufactured. They're made in factories, or they're made by people. But some goods are grown, like fruits and vegetables. They grow in the ground and you pick them. Or meat comes from an animal. So those are more natural goods. Now we talked about goods. The other kind of things you could buy is a service. A service is work by someone to help another person. So get some examples. So a service is an action. People who perform a service have a special skill that you do not have. So you might pay for someone to drive you around because you do not have a car or a bike. Or think about the school bus in the morning. You're using that service, which is the school bus, to get to school because maybe your mom or dad is working and they're not able to get you to school, but the bus driver is, so you use that service. If your car breaks down and you don't know how to fix it, like me, I'm not good at fixing cars, you might have to call a mechanic to get it fixed. Okay, a mechanic is a service. It's something that someone does for you. And what's he doing? Obviously, he's fixing the car in this picture. Can you name another service? Give you a minute to think about that. Well, there's lots of things that are services. For example, teaching is a service, right? The service I'm providing you when I teach is helping you to learn. A barber or a hairstylist is a service. You might not be able to cut your own hair, so you go to a barber and you pay them money to do a service that you can't do on your own. If you pay someone to build a building, those construction workers are doing a service. You can't build a building on your own, so you pay construction workers to build that building. Goods and services can be paid with money. People also trade to get goods and services that they want or need. For example, Jeffrey here is a baker. He's baking breads for Tiara, and in exchange, Tiara is going to take photos of the bread to give to Jeffrey for his blog. They're trading goods and services. Another example that might be more relevant to you, pretend you gave your friend a candy bar, and then that friend gave you a service in return. Maybe they helped you on your homework. So the service that your friend's giving you is helping you on your homework, and the good that you gave them in exchange is the candy bar. So oftentimes we use money for goods and services, but sometimes an alternative would be that you trade things. Sam is a landscaper. He cuts people's lawns, he takes care of their gardens if they're not able to. If Sam and other landscapers did not offer that service, many elderly people in the community would not be able to care for their property. So what that means, okay, your mom or dad might be healthy enough to cut their own grass and trim bushes and trees. But there's older people that are not able to do that on their own. So how do they get it done? Well, they hire a landscaper. So that would be a service that Sam does to help the old people do. Some members of the community have jobs where they create or harvest a good. Others have jobs where they provide a service. Both types of jobs are important. Goods and services fulfill the wants and needs of a community. So you can't just have a place where you only have goods. If we lived in a world that only had goods, you would have lots of stuff, but if your car breaks down, you would have no one to fix it. You would never have people learn at school. If your hair needed to be cut, you wouldn't have anyone to cut it. But you also can't have a world with only services. If we only have services, then you're not going to have food to eat when you're hungry, or a house to stay in that keeps you warm. So we need goods and services in order to survive and be happy. They're both very important to our community. Okay, and that's going to be all for today.